Westwood Whirlwinds. This is Daniel Burney, principal here at Westwood Middle School, and that beautiful intro music you heard is our award-winning symphonic band under the direction of Mr. David Dixon. As always, Mrs. McLeod and I are excited to bring the Westwood Way podcast to you each and every week. Our podcast covers academic and athletic updates, upcoming events, and important dates and information.
I'd like to welcome our guests this week in our What's Good at the Wood section. We have our wonderful school resource officer who we are celebrating, Ofc Perez, because the week before we weren't able to meet with him, but it was Law Enforcement Appreciation Week, and we certainly appreciate all the things that he does to keep our school safe. But before we get to that, I'm turning it back over to Mr. Burney for important weekly announcements to kick off Principal's Corner.
Thank you, Mrs. McLeod. We have quite a few events and important announcements this week. Not a whole lot, but these things are important. Upcoming basketball games this week. Our boys and girls will be playing Hawthorne on Monday and High Springs on Wednesday. Both of those games are home games, and they start at 4 p.m. for the girls. Boys will play first in Monday's game, and the girls will play first in Wednesday's game. Tickets are only $2 at the door, and please observe the clear bags only rule. And now over to Mrs. McLeod for our special guest, Ofc Perez, for our What's Good in the Wood.
Well, thank you so much. And I would love to give a warm shout out and a welcome to the man of the hour, our very own Ofc Perez. Ofc Perez, we are thrilled to highlight you, especially since, like I said, we missed that opportunity during Law Enforcement Recognition Week. Things were busy just all over the place. And so we want to make sure that we give you that recognition that you deserve. You do so much to keep our schools safe. And so just share with the audience a little bit about yourself, why you wanted to be a police officer when you grew up, anything that you think would have the audience a chance to get to know you a little bit better.
Well, thank you for having me on the podcast. I am a resource officer here at Westwood, and I've been here in the past for 5 years and just returning after a 5-year hiatus. And I'm excited to be back, and I love being a school resource officer here at Westwood. My number one priority is safety at the school, and whenever I deal with safety, I'm always around with the kids, talking with them, getting to know them, and just trying to build relationships with the kids.
And I noticed you just mentioned about safety. What do you really think is like the number one role or responsibility that you see the resource officer having in a school setting?
Again, safety is definitely the top priority for us. We want things to go smoothly throughout the day, make sure that anybody that's in the school is supposed to be in the school, and that the kids are doing the right thing and they're staying out of trouble. Talking about stranger danger and different types of things with the kids. So we just want to keep everybody safe and make sure that everybody gets home and gets a good education.
So, and I really appreciate Ofc Perez. I mean, he does a phenomenal job. We all feel very safe. He helps out with parent conferences, good and bad, unfortunately, sometimes. And one thing I will say about Ofc Perez, he definitely keeps us safe, but he has a special knack for building relationships with students. And that's something that everyone doesn't have that special skill, but he definitely has that gift. Ofc Perez, tell us some of the things that you do to try to make sure that you keep that balance between the kids know that you're an authority, but then also feel comfortable enough to come to you in any situation.
Absolutely. Whenever I'm out and about talking with the kids, meeting with the kids, whether it's in the hallways, during lunches, before school, after school, they see me, they can tell that I'm paying attention to things that are going on. I like to have discussions with them, find out what's going on with them in their lives and how school is. And also at the same time, I try to offer them advice and talk to them. And my biggest goal is getting to know these kids so that when there are incidents where they are in trouble, where I have to step in a law enforcement capacity, that they feel comfortable enough to know that they can talk to me and know that I'm here to help them regardless of whether they've made bad decisions or not.
And so what actually made you decide to, with all the different roles and jobs and responsibilities that police officers can hold, what was it that really kind of made you feel like being in a school is where you wanted to devote your time?
Well, for me, like a lot of kids, when I was younger, I did not really care for law enforcement. I was one of those kids where I saw them as the bad guy, and anytime I had interactions with law enforcement, it was usually during something bad, whether it was something that happened at home or out in the streets. And I knew that making an impact on kids is going to be more important for all of us than it is to be out there in the streets. I did my parts and worked on the streets and did a lot of different things from SWAT to gun violence units. And I think the biggest impact that we can make as law enforcement is with the kids today.
And I do actually see, to kind of talk a little bit about what Bernie mentioned, is I do see that you do have that great relationship with kids, that even, some of our kids who may be dealing with a lot of other things, they do feel comfortable coming to talk with you and saying hi, or just stopping by your office saying hi, what's up. And so that's a really great, that really is a testament to how much you reach out to the students, so that they do just feel comfortable coming up and saying hi and talking with you just about anything that they want to talk about. So it doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad, just hey, what's up? And that's nice to see.
Yeah, a lot of times kids, their only interaction with law enforcement is when somebody's called 911 and law enforcement has either come out to their home or they've had to deal with them with something in a negative way. Not that they've done anything wrong, but most of those times those law enforcement aren't there to try to make friends or chat or get to know you. They're there to deal with a problem that they were called there for. So I think that's why it's important as resource officers that we can be here in the schools and try to make positive contact with the kids and get to know them and show them that there's another side to law enforcement. It's not just always going to be that they're around when there's bad times.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I just want to personally say I appreciate everything you're doing. It's always a great sign when a student can is in a situation and they feel comfortable to stay with the school resource officer, or they even want to be in the room by themselves.
Absolutely.
With a resource officer. That's a testament to everything he's been doing. I came in 2017 back when I transferred over to Westwood, and Officer Perez was here, and I was really sad to see him go when he joined SWAT back then. And I thought we'd never get an opportunity to work with him. So this is a huge blessing that he's come back in the ranks and came back to Westwood in particular. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Absolutely. And we are grateful to have you here, man, and looking forward to many, many more great moments.
Yep, it's great to be back home. I'm excited to be here at Westwood and plan on staying here a while.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful.
All right, today's podcast has been full of fantastic information and special guests. I know our listeners were able to find something specifically for each one of you guys. There are so many great things happening here at Westwood. We will continue to invite weekly guest speakers to ensure that the word gets out. Whirlwinds, always remember that we are proud of you, we love you, and you are why we come to school each and every day. That is to help you be successful. So, this is Mr. Bernie
and Ms. McLeod
for the Westwood Way.